We've talked about this man several times before. The Montreal Canadiens' best goaltending prospect turned backup goalie. It's Caden Primo. And we're talking about Primo one more time here, because last night against the Ottawa Senators, Montreal Canadiens goalie Caden Primo was able to get his first NHL win. Let's go over all the numbers, all the stories, and what exactly happened to the puck when Caden Primo settled things down and eventually won the game. So Caden Primo, if you didn't already know, you probably do, but just in case you didn't, 2017 Montreal Canadiens draft pick in the 7th round. This is a guy that really came out of nowhere and fought his way through the college ranks, through the Canadiens depth chart, eventually getting called up and eventually winning an NHL game. Primo today is a pretty young guy. He's 20 years old, just recently turned 20 in August, and as an American young goaltender, he's a guy that really has all the star power in the world after last night's win. Primo was drafted in the 7th round in 2017, played a few seasons with the Northeastern University Huskies, was really good as a freshman and a sophomore, was one of the better goaltenders in the NCAA, and eventually found himself onto Laval's system earlier this year. After Keith Kincaid got sent down via waivers and eventually established a home in the AHL, Habs fans were kind of curious, okay, are we going to call up Lindgren or are we going to call up Caden Primo, the really young guy, the really new guy, and the guy with all the star power for Montreal Canadiens prospects and development? Primo was the answer, and Primo got the call, and now, give it a few days, Primo now has his first NHL win. In this win, it came against the Ottawa Senators. That's the fire alarm that is, they're testing things out outside, so I'm not going to cut that. Against the Ottawa Senators, it's a 3-2 Montreal win, where the Canadiens actually have a 2-0 lead heading into the middle part of the third period. The quarter mark of the third period, but they actually give up the lead. Brady Tkachuk gets on the board, Connor Brown gets on the board. The Canadiens eventually end up going into overtime, tied 2-2, where Ben Sherratt eventually gets the game-winning goal, and Caden Primo gets his first NHL win. This was a pretty active game for Primo. 37 shots against and 35 saves. 2 goals against, a .948 save percentage, and a really good performance overall by the young 20-year-old goaltender. People were quick to note his overall calmness, his poise, his demeanor out there on the ice, but of course people would note the somewhat negative things about his game too, the things that he needs to work on. In particular, it's the rebound control. Compare this to Carey Price, who very frequently is able to kick the pucks out into the corner or play the puck into non-dangerous areas of the ice. Caden Primo's rebound control is something that he will need to work on, as frequently when the shots come on, Primo would just drop it in the crease or kind of kick it out towards the side of the net in a dangerous spot for the Ottawa Senators once more. Now that's just nitpicking, that's one negative part out of his very complete and very NHL caliber game, which is great for a 20-year-old goalie, but right after the Montreal Canadiens scored the overtime goal, you could kind of see a little bit... Yep, they're doing stuff with the fire alarm outside. You could see the puck, which is in the net. There's a very interesting angle about this on the video where Caden Primo is kind of celebrating. You can see the camera from behind Caden Primo's net. So when you see the goal go in, you could kind of take a look at somebody who picks up the puck for Primo's first NHL win and tries to quickly skate away with it. It is not a Montreal Canadien in this situation. In fact, it's Brady Tkachuk. Brady Tkachuk picks up the puck, where Primo gets his first win after it goes into the Ottawa Senators net, and he tries skating away with it. That's why, immediately after Caden Primo gets the congratulatory statements from his teammates, they're all patting the guy on the back, they're all coming over, saying congrats to the guy, you could see Carey Price Carey Price is out there, and he congratulates Primo, but after he does that, he quickly skates away to where the Ottawa Senators are exiting the rink. He in fact uses this opportunity to get the puck. Let's take a look at it right here. This is a post that kind of sums it all up. After a quick congratulations for his rookie backup, Price skated across the ice straight to Tkachuk, intercepting him on his way to the Senators' dressing room to collect the puck for Primo's first win. Tkachuk had it, and Price knew. "I think so," Price said when asked if Tkachuk was trying to steal the puck as he untied his skates in the dressing room. "I was watching to see what happened to the puck and just saw him scoop it up." I'll leave a link down into the Twitter video to showcase how exactly that happened. It's a very interesting piece of knowledge, and I didn't really catch it at first glance, but eventually looking through it and reading what people were saying about it, you could see that it definitely does happen. This is what Tkachuk had to say about it. Check it out right here. Tkachuk claims he didn't know it was Primo's first win puck, and was going to give it to a kid in the stands. But eventually, Price gets the puck back from Tkachuk for Primo. That's the first win of his career. Carey Price also had a few other things to say about Caden Primo, though, and I think this is a really good piece of praise. This is what Eric Engels tweeted out after the game last night. "When Carey Price says this about you, it's quite an endorsement for Caden Primo. He's definitely got a quiet demeanor about himself, and he works hard. He definitely reminds me a bit of my younger self." Now that is a great sign. Caden Primo, CP30, getting the praise from Carey Price, CP31. This is something that I've been bringing up quite a lot. I've made 2 videos about how Caden Primo is the Carey Price replacement, how they exhibit the same style, the same poise, and the overall same skill set that allows them to succeed. The calmness out there, the old grandpa sitting in a rocking chair just getting the pucks back and forth kind of mentality. Not being too aggressive, not being too quick, just letting everything come to you. It's calm, it's cool, it's a collected game, and it's a very efficient one. Caden Primo has exhibited this play style ever since he was with Northeastern, that it was always one of the biggest indicators to me that he was going to be great. Not just the numbers, but the playstyle as well. It's something that we've come to know with Carey Price, and we see it with this other CP as well. So Carey Price talks about it. Hey, he reminds me of me. The young, cool, calm, collected demeanor is something that he sees in himself. And that is awesome. It's obviously one of the best pieces of praises that you can get from probably one of the best goalies ever to play the game. So Caden Primo today is one of the hottest rookie goalies in the NHL. He's no Carter Hart. He didn't have the crazy amazing run in the WHL, nor the starts earlier on, but Primo is looking towards being the next Montreal Canadiens' best goaltender, and it's so rewarding to hear that, because I was always a fan of Primo, and I was always somebody who was on his side. Caden Primo has his first NHL win, and that pretty much sums up the video. Now I guess I'll take this extra time to talk about what exactly we're going to do with the channel, because this was technically a video where we talked about the hockey game, but it wasn't necessarily a game review. There was a specific angle with this video, and if I'm going to be honest, I think I might use these kinds of videos to talk a little bit more about certain aspects of the game rather than the games themselves, because I do acknowledge that game review videos are pretty widely accepted, but they aren't as easily accessible for the normal YouTube viewer. And in that, I mean, when people watch YouTube, they're usually looking for something interesting, something that attaches them to the page, something that grabs them, and a game review for a game that they already know the result about isn't necessarily on that side. I mean, I could make game reviews, but I don't watch all the games and I don't have all the time in the world. So I might just continue with videos like this where we focus on one thing out of a game and one story, one angle, as we call it in the journalism world. But I don't know, you can comment down in the comments below, talk about Caden Primo because obviously that's what the video is about, but also talk about the direction that I'm going to go with these videos because I'd be really willing to hear your feedback on these things. More prospects, more individual angles, more individual player summaries or whatever, because I'm definitely open to talk about most things hockey, so just comment down what you want to hear from me and I'll look into that, I guess. But I hope you enjoyed this video, and bye.